Hello friends, this is Raj Sastri from Raj Option Trading. Today is May 1st, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. So as the stock market is very volatile, let's take a look at stocks to avoid. These stocks have potential for account manipulation. So we got to see if there's a way to avoid these stocks. So with that, we got one stock here. I know many of you know this company. It's a Bill.com. Bill.com has a high Beneish M-Score. The moment you have high Beneish M-Score, it indicates there could be a potential for account manipulation. You got to be very careful with such stocks, and we have to do a little more research. So with that, let's jump in and look at what is Beneish M-Score and understand it a little better. All right, so what we'll do today is we'll look at quick market update, look at stock to the volume, more than 1 million shares traded, and Beneish M-Score less than negative 1.78. The moment Beneish M-Score is less than negative 1.78, that tells you these companies have a potential for account manipulation. So we got to be a little careful here. So Beneish M-Score is credited for identifying Enron as a account manipulator, and we all know what happened to Enron. Enron stock came tumbling down. So what we'll do is we'll look at companies with the Beneish M-Score less than 1.78. All the stocks may not be Enron, but we got to be careful with these names. So with that, let's jump in. All right, so you might wonder, what is Beneish M-Score? So Beneish M-Score is a statistical model for determining if the company's earnings have probability of accounting manipulation. So that's what we're looking at. We're trying to see if a company has manipulated its account. And also, as you see here, a Beneish M-Score over 1.78 suggests possible earning manipulation. And as an example here, for example, if Banish M-Score has a value of negative 2.50, it suggests there is a low likelihood of account manipulation. So understand, if the score is less than 1.78, company is unlikely to be a manipulator. But if the score is greater than minus 1.78, the company is likely to be a manipulator. For example, a Banish M-Score of negative 1.50 suggests the likelihood of manipulation. So we are looking for M-Score greater than negative 1.78. That suggests the company can be a manipulator. And we also have one more ratio here. It's called Sloan score. Many of you might know this already. Sloan ratio identifies companies with a high accrual ratios and high non-cash income or expenses. So Sloan found over 40-year period, buying low accrual companies and shorting high accrual generated more than twice of S&P 500. So that's why we got to be paying attention to Sloan ratio. So as a result here, if the result is between negative 10% and positive 10%, then the company is in the safe zone. We don't need to worry. But if the result is greater than 25% or less than 25%, earnings are likely to be made up of accruals. So we got to be careful with such candidates. And last but not least, we got to make sure company's solvency ratio is pretty comfortable level, so that companies really stays solvent. So the lower company's solvency ratio, the probability of company will default on its debt obligations is high. So we got to be careful here. Look, if the value of solvency ratio is above 20%, it's considered good. So we want to avoid the stocks with a low solvency ratio below 20%. So with that, let's jump in here. All right, so from a market update perspective, look, Dow Jones Industrial Average is at a low level here. Friday was a down day, but look, market is trying to open up to a little bit higher level here. Futures, Dow Jones Industrial Average futures are up 171, and we got S&P 500 futures up 22 points. And we got Nasdaq futures also up. Looks like tomorrow we'll have a little bit better day here. On the other hand, gold is down in the futures market. Crude oil is down in the futures market, and we also have bonds down, and interest rates are a little bit higher. So that's what's going on here. Tomorrow it might be a little bit positive day after a very bad Friday. All right, now let's take a look at stocks to avoid potential account manipulation. So we got to be careful here. So what we've done is look here, we got a Beneish M-Score right here. So Beneish M-Score, if it is more than negative 1.78, those are the companies we got to be careful. These could be potential account manipulators. And we also have Sloan ratio here. Sloan ratio also you got to look through this here. I've indicated few Sloan ratio here in the red here. So those are the ones you got to be careful about the Sloan ratio. And finally, we got solvency ratio here. This tells you whether a company can stay solvent. Wherever you see red here, red here, this tells you companies like, for example, ESPR, Skills, they may not have enough money to be solvent here. Look, it's a negative solvency ratio. And we also have cost of debt here. If the company has got high debt, for example, the one right here, ESPR, high debt, you got to be careful with such candidates here, and be really careful. Probably avoid such stocks here. And we also have a buyback yield here. If the company is issuing more stock than retiring, then you got to be careful here. You've got URG, ESPR, Skills, even Bill.com, all issuing more stocks than they buy back. So you got to be careful with such names here and go from there. All right, so let's look at few names here and go from there. Look, we got top of the list here, URG. It's an energy company, high PS ratio. Look, it's a candidate where there may be a accounting manipulation, high Beneish M-Score here, and I think we got to be a little bit careful about this company. And we got a few more here. The moment you see more red, you got to be more careful here. This one this is issuing more stock, indicated by buyback yield negative, and also high Beneish M-Score. And we got a few more here. ESPR, same category here. They're issuing more stock and diluting the share count, and Beneish M-Score is high. And in addition, ESPR also has solvency challenges here, negative solvency ratio. And then got skills.com. Again, you got to be careful. Same story here. High Beneish M-Score. Companies issuing ton of stocks. That's why buyback yield is negative here. And solvency ratio, as you can see here, it tells you company. I think this one is okay. It's a 3.9%, but still, if it is below 20%, it's susceptible for any bankruptcy type issues. And then we got one of the high-profile stock, Bill.com. I know many of you know this company well. It's a well-run company, but look, it's got a high Beneish M-Score, so you got to be careful. This is the only negative in this company. And also buybacks, companies issuing slightly more share than retiring. You got to be slightly careful here. This company is a good company, but right now with a negative net margin and high Beneish M-Score, I might try to avoid this one for now, so that way I stay safe. And then we got a few more here, some of the high profile names. As you can see here, we got Yum China. It's a Chinese stock, as many of you know here. It also has a high Beneish M-Score and also a little bit lower solvency ratio. You got to be careful with such names also. And we got a few more here. We got Norwegian Cruise Lines. We talked about this one also earlier. This one also has got a Beneish M-Score a little bit higher. That tells you this can also be a candidate for account manipulation. And we got a few more as we scan through here. We got Blue Bird Bio. This stock has been going down big time for a long time here. Look what's going on here. Beneish M-Score is more high here. So, and also look, Sloan Ratio is also very high. So this tells you this is also not a great stock to buy at these levels here. And we got a few more here. We got Bridge Bio, we got EQH, and so on and so forth. Be careful about these companies, so that way you don't get burnt. All right, the list continues here. We got a few more candidates. Keep a watch on Beneish M-Score. All this Beneish M-Score is, basically higher than negative 1.78. That's why these are susceptible. Look, we got Tom Siebel's company, C3AI. C3AI has been going down for a long time here. Look, it's got Beneish M-Scores a little bit high here. That's why it's susceptible here, and even Sloan Ratio is a little bit high, so you got to be careful with such names here. And we got Hims and Hers. I know they had a good earning. This also has a high Beneish M-Score. It's also probably a suspect for potential account manipulation according to Beneish M-Score. And the list goes on and on here. Some of these are high profile names, that's why you got to be a little bit careful, do a little more research. We got Moderna in the same camp here. Moderna also has a Beneish M-Score which is 4.55. that tells us this can also be a candidate for account manipulation. And Sloan Ratio is also high, a lot of accruals going on here. And we got a few more as we scan through here. Look, we got Okta. Okta is also a high profile name. It's got a high Sloan Ratio that tells you this also may be a candidate's suspect for account manipulation. It may not be always true, but Beneish M-Score is high. That tells you it's a potential for account manipulation. And we got a few more. We got look, AMC also in this list here. AMC has got a high Beneish M-Score, just one. This is also a candidate for account manipulation. We got a few more as you can see here. All right, let's keep going here. We got a few more names. Keep watching the Beneish M-Score here. All these companies are susceptible for account manipulation. And we got a few names here. Look, we got Peloton here. Peloton is also a candidate for account manipulation. Beneish M-Score is 0. Anything above negative 1.78 is a potential for account manipulation here. And we got a few more. Look, we got Six Flags here, same story. It's got a Beneish M-Score suggesting account manipulation here. And we got a few more. Look, we got eBay, also same story here. It's also suspect here. We got to do some more research anyways. And we got a few more as you can see here. All right, we got a few high profile names here, EXPI and Datadog. Both have got high Beneish M-Score here, so we got to watch these also carefully. And also keep watching the solvency ratio. The moment you see some companies in red, you got to be careful about those names here. They may be susceptible for bankruptcy, so you got to be careful with such names here. Also keep a watch on buyback yield here. If the company keeps diluting their share count like ULCC, TCN, you got to be careful. You don't want companies to dilute their own stock too much. And finally, cost of debt. You got to be careful about the high interest rate here. Look, we got one right here. I think it's a DNA. Let's see, a DNA. Look, they have a cost of debt which suggests they're paying too much interest. All right, so let's see if we have one more slide. Yep, we got one more slide here. We got more companies which are suspect for account manipulation. Look, Beneish M-Score is higher than negative 1.78. And we got few names like Farfetch as an example. Farfetch also is a candidate suspect of account manipulation. And also look, Sloan Ratio is high. Its earnings may be made up of accruals here. And we got a few more. Look, we got stocks like Biohaven, which is a good stock as many of you know here. And Sloan Ratio suggests there may be some accounting manipulation going on according to this Sloan Ratio. That's why we should not just depend on the Beneish M-Score. We should do some more research. But the moment Beneish M-Score is more than 1.78, negative 1.78, it suggests there may be accounting manipulation. And we got a few more here. We got Zillow. Many of you know Zillow here. This also has a Beneish M-Score suggesting a candidate for account manipulation. And Zillow also, its solvency ratio is negative. That tells you this may be in trouble to keep solvent. And we got a few more as you can scan through here. We got one of my favorite stock, CrowdStrike, also in the same category. CrowdStrike also is a candidate for account manipulation according to Beneish M-Score. And Sloan Ratio is okay, but Beneish M-Score suggests there may be a potential account manipulation. And we got few more, as you see here. We got Canada Goose, Dave and Buster's, similar story here. All right, so in conclusion, I say, avoid the stock with a high Beneish M-Score, more than 1 point, negative 1.78. These are potential accounting manipulators. We got to be a little bit careful here. It's just a potential accounting manipulation. We don't know for sure, so that's why it's good to avoid such names. And avoid the stocks with a Sloan ratio higher than 25%. Or less than negative 25%. So this indicates earnings are likely to be made of accruals, and accruals that continue across several quarters are a signal for doctor earnings. And we got to be watching companies' solvency ratio. If the solvency ratio, typically we should avoid the stocks with the solvency ratio less than 20%. I would say surely avoid the stocks with much less solvency ratio. So with that, few stocks we can look through is stocks like Skills, Bill.com, IMGN, ESPR, Olo, Norwegian Cruise Line, Bluebird Bio, and so on and so forth. These are potentially candidate for accounting manipulation suggested by Beneish M-Score. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.